Okay, the regular meeting of the Ag Advisory Committee on March 9th, 2026 will come to order at 6:03 p.m. I'll start with the roll call. Thank you, everybody, for being here. James O'Ku.
Here.
Natalie Sayre here. Don Bars. Peter Markey.
Here.
Ryan Casey.
Here.
Paul Mazaragios Anastasio.
Here.
Crystal Shea. Here. Daniel Theobald.
Here.
Eric Hagstrom.
No, he's no longer on this meeting.
Marilyn Johnson.
Here.
Yeah, Robbie will address that at the end, I believe. Vacant conservationist, vacant natural resource conservation, San Mateo County Ag Commissioner Corin Whittle. Here. Farm Bureau Exec Director Jess Brown.
Here.
UC Co-op Extension Rep Dr. Igor Lacan. San Mateo County Planning Liaison Robbie Miller.
Here.
Thank you.
John Barton, he texted me, said he can't.
Let you have Summer too. Okay, thank you. Summer, thank you for being here. Excellent point. So we'll move on to public comment. We will move on to public comment for items on consent agenda and to the public comment, just a minute, Carrie, I'm sorry. Okay, this item is reserved for persons wishing to address the committee on any agriculture advisory matter on consent agenda or matters not on the agenda. And all public comments must relate to something that is within the subject jurisdiction of this agency. The chair will recognize you at this time. Speakers should limit their comments to 3 minutes. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No problem. Just want to remind everyone, if they don't have their ticket to Farm Day, to get one, because it's always a great event to end of March that recognizes the farmers and also people in our community that have contributed significantly.
Thank you. And we have a date for Farm Day?
The last Friday of the month.
Okay, so yay, thank you very much. So anyone else, public comment? Can you state your name for the record, Joaquin, please?
Yes, my name is Joaquin Jimenez, from Jackson Bay, founder of the organization Rancho Benito here on the coast, and a big advocate for the farming and ranching community of the coast. And I am running for county supervisor. The reason I'm running for county supervisor is to emphasize, the need for farming and ranching in our community, and to protect our legacy for farming and ranching in the community. The county has been neglecting, our farming community has been neglecting our ranching community. We are losing millions by the year. Every year we're losing in farming. The farmers are being neglected. The ranchers are being neglected and pushed out. The farm workers are being neglected. Our main focus on the economic mobility, the organization Rancho San Benito is focused to work with the community to educate them how to run a business, a farming business, to be more specific. I have a background in sociology. Mentioned former Mayor from Bay, have been an organizer for over 30 years, pretty much since I was in high school. Worked with a lot of different groups around the community, worked with Puente, Pescadero, Alas, here in the coast. Job training, and focusing bringing trade trainings into the coast. I've been pushing for that for years and it hasn't been able to happen, and I want to do that. I've been pushing for a lot of programs in the coast. I have worked with the homeless population for many years, providing resources, services, During the pandemic, I worked nonstop to provide services for the whole community, especially for the underserved community. Was instrumental in bringing testing for COVID to the coastside and also to bring the vaccine to the farms in the coastside, Pescadero to Montero. And I'm running for council supervisor 2026. I have information. You can visit my website. I have information that you're interested in learning more about what I do and my priorities. So I will leave this with you. You're welcome to look at it. QR code. Joaquin Jimenez for Supervisor 2026.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else, a public member with the item not on the agenda? Anybody on the online?
Thank you, Madam Chair. There are no virtual hands raised online.
Thank you. So we'll move to the next item, action to set agenda and approve consent agenda items. This item is to set the final consent agenda and regular agenda and for the approval of the items. So do we have a motion to approve or disapprove the agenda?
I would like to move to disapprove the agenda. Based on the fact that we made a motion and voted on the fact that we would like to discuss having the packets mailed out. And I didn't see that on this agenda.
Thank you, Crystal Shea, for the record. Do we have a second?
Well, I like that.
Well, second, and then we can move to discussion on it. Do we have a second? Okay, Peter Markey seconds it. We can now move to discussion on the matter. Marilyn?
I don't recall us voting on the motion.
We did. It was
We
toward,
did.
it was about 4 months ago.
It was when the county was saying they were gonna no longer send packets. We asked for it to be put on the agenda so that we could actually have a discussion about it, because at that meeting we couldn't. And I've been waiting for it to come on because I keep noticing I'm not getting all full packets. And so I thought for sure it would be on this one after the January retreat, and I didn't see it on there either. So I thought, okay, well, just won't approve the agenda. After
Because, but did we vote on it in February or?
No, we
Months
voted,
ago.
we voted on it. It was like,
I
it was in, I want to say September, October.
Yeah.
It was one of those two meetings and, yeah, it was supposed to, we voted to have it on the agenda and it was supposed to come on the agenda and didn't. So that's why I think she's, I'll let you, I won't speak for you.
No, I need that. I've been waiting for it because I noticed on this month, for an example, there's over 270 pages online, but I did not get 270 pages. So I'm only getting partial of a packet. And so I'm only getting partial of the information. So I thought I will remind the county that we made a motion. It needs to be put back on the agenda.
Is there anyone else
Clarifying
before we
question.
vote?
So-
Corin Whittle, the record.
The motion is to not approve this agenda, or is it
Yes.
to approve consent? Because consent has minutes on it.
No, the consent will be the second motion. This first motion, which is
Okay.
for the agenda by itself. James Oku for the record.
So we're talking about approving the agenda for today's meeting.
Just the order, essentially.
Well,
And maybe Brian can give us some clarification on.
on 3B of the current bylaws, it says that we're supposed to approve the agenda for each meeting. So it is to approve the actual agenda as well as the order.
It's just the order. It's just the order.
Okay,
That's
that's
the agenda.
incorrect. I respectfully disagree, but that's okay.
If we don't have an agenda, do we go home?
Well,
I'm just asking
if
what
we
the
vote,
ramifications are.
I'll answer that.
Asking for a friend.
Okay, I'll answer that. Let me answer his question. For the record, Daniel Theobald asked if we don't have agenda, do we go home? The answer is that after discussion, the next procedure is to then vote on it. So if we all vote to disapprove it, then yes, the meeting's adjourned. If we vote not to disapprove it, then we have a new vote to approve it, and then we approve the agenda. So right now, we just have a motion on the floor and a second, but we still need to vote, but we're discussing it first before the vote.
And I would
Robbie
like to-
Miller for the record.
Yeah, so, well, I don't think we can actually vote on just getting rid of and canceling the meeting and the agenda. And I'd like Brian's input or even Angela's input, because this is the new agenda is something is similar to what the planning commission uses. On speaking to the packets not being on the agenda, the chair with the vice chair and I spoke on the phone for this agenda. And we did agree to put that packet agenda as an agenda item on the next meeting's agenda. So that, and we have, over the last couple of months, we have discussed packets. The county has presented twice about how they view packets. Supplemental reports are currently not being included because they typically run into the hundreds of pages, which you saw the current presentation that we have tonight. Staff report was 270 something pages. So it was trimmed down for the mailing. We'll discuss more hopefully next meeting about that if you want. And I've agreed to do that. So
So you're saying that that will be agendized for the next meeting, the packet?
that's what we agreed on in the phone conversation last week.
So, okay, so let's move forward then with the procedure. So just for clarification, and then if anyone else wants to discuss, and then we can vote and move on. So it does say under 3B of the officers' bylaws, special duties of the chair and vice chair, under B3, ask for agenda approval. So just so there's no wonder about that. So thank you, Crystal. Did you have, was there any more discussion before we voted? No? Okay. Did you have an amendment to that, a
Well,
friendly amendment?
So I guess he already answered my question. So then would I make a motion to just make a friendly addendum to add it to next meeting as new business?
Yes.
Motion's already been passed.
There's a motion on the table.
Right,
Motion's-
but it hasn't been passed yet because we haven't voted. So you would do a friendly addendum and then we would vote on it with that addendum added. So do you want to entertain a friendly addendum?
If I'm allowed to.
You are
Okay.
procedurally. And then we
Then-
can-
Pardon me through the chair. I don't know, Brian, if you want to clarify, but this is not the opportunity to add items for next meeting. It's only to set the agenda for today or not to set the agenda for today.
That's right.
Not to add future items.
That's correct. So the agenda for tonight's meeting is set by law 72 hours in advance of the meeting. So it can't be changed. And the action item, or not the action item, but the item currently is just to set the agenda for tonight's meeting.
You're correct. She's not trying to change it. If I understood
I'm not
correctly,
trying to change
she's
it.
doing, because you're right, 72 hours. She's doing a friendly addendum to add to
Next month,
for next month
As
for
new
new
business.
business.
which Robbie already
It-
said that
and-
they.
Okay,
So that's something that can be done without a motion. It can just be, you can just ask staff to add it, and it sounds like it's already going to be added. So the item now is not to add items to future agendas. It's just to set tonight's agenda. That's it.
so we had a discussion, James Oku.
So you've been saying set the agenda, and we were also talking a little bit about that earlier. Can you define exactly what you mean by that?
It means the items that have been identified on the agenda, the committee is just confirming that those items will be heard in the order that they're currently set. So if there's an item that needs to be dropped, or if you want to change the order, now would be the time to do that. But all this vote is to just to set that in the sense of confirming that what's currently posted as like the order and the items, that that's the order and the items that will be heard.
So move.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to disapprove the agenda. We have a second to disapprove it. So we just did the discussion portion, and the next part, according to procedure, is to vote on it. And do we have all those in favor say aye?
All those in favor.
All those in favor of disapproving the agenda say aye.
I'm gonna say aye just because I made the motion.
Okay, so for the record, 2 people. All those not in favor of disapproving the agenda, say aye.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You're saying aye because you're in favor of not disapproving, okay? So it'd be aye. So then the next step is, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So move.
Okay, can you cite your motion?
To approve the agenda.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
A second.
Thank you very much. Do we have a discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Okay,
Is there any opposed? Sorry.
no,
Okay.
thank you. Okay, next. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Brian, for your input. Consent agenda. Consideration of the minutes of the Ag Advisory Committee for February 9th, 2026. If you've read the minutes and would like to make a motion to approve or disapprove or amend, I can entertain that now?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, so it was approved by Crystal Shea and it was seconded by Cole Nazaragios Anastasio. Regular agenda item.
We need to vote.
Oh, do we need a vote on the minute?
No.
I don't think so. So, thank you, though. Regular agenda item, owners.
That's- There's a motion on the table.
Well, typically, I think if
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't think-
Angela or Brian, if you could chime in, I think we were generally
Yeah.
we were supposed to a one vote for both items, but Angela?
Yeah, that's correct, through the chair. The motion is to set the agenda and approve the consent agenda in under one motion. And that motion was taken.
Oh.
Okay,
If that's
so
the
we
case, I
need
need
to
to
amend
abstain then.
Yeah.
Okay, so make a new motion to, I'll entertain setting the agenda and the consent agenda at this time. Do I have a motion to approve the set agenda items in order and consent agenda?
I move to approve the set agenda and consent agenda items.
Thank
10
you.
minutes. Right.
That's the
That's the
consent
agenda.
agenda.
The
item.
consent agenda is the minutes, right? So, yeah.
Also-
Okay, and then do we have a second? Okay, so it was
Marilyn.
moved by Marilyn Johnson and seconded by Cole Nazaragios Anastasio. Okay, so next.
Still
it's
need
a-
to vote.
Okay,
I
thank
said
you. I
that.
thought you said we didn't have to
Yeah.
vote on minutes. Is that incorrect?
No, I said to get, sorry. It was supposed to be together, but you pulled them apart. So I was just wanting clarification.
So I should vote, we should vote.
Yeah, I
then,
think that
correct?
this motion now will.
Okay, all right,
will
thank
take
you.
care of. So yeah, I
Okay,
think we need to
All
vote
those
on
in
this one.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
Okay, I abstain. So 3 members abstain and the rest are ayes. Is that correct? Okay. You need a head count of the rest? One, two, three. Okay. Now, moving on. Sorry, I got some new scripts and things that were just handed to me, so we're trying to work it. But I think it's going well. Now, regular agenda. Thanks. Okay, so this is regarding the owners, Catherine Nolan. I am so sorry. I cannot. Stavo, beautiful name. I apologize. I couldn't pronounce it. The applicant Toby Long, file number PLN 2024-00210, location Pescadero Creek Road in unincorporated County of San Mateo. The PLN number is, or the APN number is 088090030. And is the presenter here, the planner, to present this?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I'm the project planner and I can take it from here. So thank you for introducing the item. My name is Sonal Agrawal and I'm the project planner presenting item number 2 today, which is a PAD and CDP on 0 Pescadero Road. As mentioned, it's a coastal development permit, planned agricultural development permit, and grading permit to construct a new single-family home with an attached 2-car garage, detached pool house, new septic systems, primary and secondary, 3 4,900 gallon water tanks, and legalization of an ag well to a domestic well is also under this permit as after the fact CDP. A total of 385 cubic yard of grading is proposed, including 295 of cut and 90 cubic yard of fill. And this CDP is appealable to the Coastal Commission. So on the right hand here, the site is highlighted in blue. It's a lot of 86,622 or 1.988 acres. Zoning is PAD CD. It's located in Pescadero Creek County Road Scenic Corridor. The rear of the parcel is in flood zone A and the front is outside the flood zone. I will also go over the details just in a while on another slide. Most of the site is contains prime soil and only a small portion of the site is outside the prime soil. The site abuts Pescadero Creek at the back and its riparian corridor is also located adjacent to the creek. No farming is actively practiced at the site, and the site is fenced from all 4 sides. It is adjacent to other rural residential properties that have some orchards and some form of farming. Next slide. So here's the proposed site plan of the site, which shows the prime soil in green. The riparian corridor is shown at the back hashed portion. And the setback from the riparian corridor is highlighted in the green highlight, which is 160 feet from the top of the creek. The floodplain line is shown as this dashed red line going from vertically north to south. And as you can see, there's also a 100 feet setback required from the well. The well is located here in the center. And the circle here shows the setback required from the well to locate the septic tank and leach fields. So due to these site constraint, there was very little space to locate the house. So staff has worked with the applicant to find a potential location for locating the house, as the house cannot be located at the rear due to the other site constraints. The project is also involving planting 5 western red bud trees in the front, as shown as these red highlights here. Next slide. So here is the previous site plan that was submitted to the county, which showed the house was located in the center of the site. So staff worked with the applicant to increase the setback on the site, the south side property line to provide potential space for farming in the future. So the setback was increased from 47 to 77 feet along the south property line to conserve conversion of prime soil. And yes, as you can see, there are very small space left after all the constraints to locate this house. Next slide. Here are some pictures of the site, which shows the front property fence and gate. 4 trees are proposed to be removed, which will be planted with 5 new 24-inch western redbud trees along the front property line. Next slide, please. So on this slide, you can see the proposed location of the house, which will be somewhere here around this land. And the well is highlighted here in the red dashed line, which will be also next to the house. And there are a cluster of oaks in the front, which also creates challenges to locate the house because the applicant and us, we all wanted the oaks to be saved during the construction process. Here are some other pictures of the site, which primarily shows the topography of the site as it slopes down from the front to the back slightly. On the left-hand side, you can see there is a wire fence towards the left side property line or the south side property line. And there's a wooden fence located on the north side property line. Here, this slide actually shows that the rear of the property abutting the riparian corridor is also fenced, and that area is also fenced to discourage people to go at the back. And here the slide shows some orchards around the north property line. Some form of farming and orchard is practiced on the Yes.
Oh, you're cutting out. Can you talk into the mic a little bit more?
Yes. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. So on this slide here, you can see there are some form of orchards or fruit trees located on the north side of the property. Here's a floor plan of the property, which shows a 3-bedroom house attached to a garage and pool house.
So we can't hear you anymore.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Now we
Yes.
can.
Okay.
Can you repeat
So,
that? Joe? 'Cause we didn't get it at all.
Yeah, so here's a floor plan of the house, single-story house, which shows the 3-bedroom house, attached 2-car garage, pool and pool house. Next slide, please. Here's a front elevation and rendering, which shows also the materials used for the house. Here is the side. Here are the side elevations seen from west and north elevation. Here's the front and another side elevation. This is the elevation of the pool house, which is also single story. So the actions in front of the AAC committee right now are two. Will the proposal have a negative impact on surrounding agricultural uses? If yes, can any conditions of approval be recommended to minimize the impact? And what decision do you recommend that the Planning Commission take with respect to this application? So that concludes my presentation, and I'll be happy to take any questions.
Crystal Shea with a question.
Was this property ever farmed?
So in terms of what I know, it has not been farmed in the last several years. I'm not sure if it was ever farmed or not. Maybe the applicant may be able to provide that information.
Oh,
It was an orchard.
okay. My thought was
How,
if
how,
it's never been farmed,
No,
where did
it
the
has.
well, where did the agricultural well come from?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
how long ago was that? Do you know, Ram?
In the 70s, 60s, DJ?
Marilyn Johnson just reported it was
Sixties.
actually an orchard. Farmed as an orchard. Thank you.
The property owner, so we contacted the person who bought it from, Janice Moody, who said at least from 1985 onwards, there hasn't been any farming on the property.
But before
Right,
1985.
I'm just
there was.
clarifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. The property owner, I don't know if you can hear that. I know it's difficult from the back. They clarified that the owner they bought it from said since 1985, no farming. I have a question. I apologize if you put this up here and I didn't see it. But do you have a prime soil map for this property?
Sorry, can you repeat that question? I was
Is there
not able
a prime soil map for this property?
Yes, so all the area that was shown on the green is all prime soil.
It's all prime soil.
Yes.
A couple questions.
Chair recognizes Peter Markey. Peter has a question, Sunil.
Yeah, I was just curious. The well, how deep is the sanitary seal and, what's the flow? How many gallons per minute?
Sorry, can you repeat that question? I could not hear.
The well, the water well, how many gallons per minute is the flow? And, how deep is the sanitary seal?
So I'll have to look into that question. That was actually reviewed by environmental health. So I'll have to look into the report and see. But that was, the well was approved as an after the fact CDP for conversion. Like it with this application, the environmental health will be reviewing and converting. So they will be reviewing those details in greater detail in the time of building permit application.
And the last question is, how far is the well from the property line?
Let me look into that and just a second. Let me confirm that detail.
Okay, okay, just to, for the record, how far was the well from the property line? How deep is the sanitary seal? And what is the flow, per gallon? We're
Let's
looking
get committee
into.
members, right? We'll get to public.
How deep is the well?
Okay, do we have any other committee member questions?
I guess.
Okay, James Oku,
So
thank you.
parcels
So
that
the
are,
well,
you said that there was like some orchard and stuff like that and some fruit. Is it commercial or is it private?
I don't believe there's anything commercial.
Yeah, and I mean, all the parcels next door are both small parcels as well, right?
Is there, are there vineyards nearby?
Did you hear that?
sorry, the question is for me, or are you like I'm not sure if where like if the question is directed towards me.
Yeah, she said, can you just repeat, I guess?
Yeah,
So that
James,
James.
what
James,
question?
can you repeat your question and then Marilyn, please? Sorry.
I'm curious about if there's like, I'm assuming there's no actual commercial farming neighboring this property. And that the other question is the neighboring parcels, they're also very small, correct?
Yes, they're probably a little bit bigger than this parcel, but they are small enough as well. And my understanding is that like there are orchards around, but I'm not sure if they are commercial orchards or personal orchards. And I do have the answer to the well question. The well is located 45 feet from the north side property line.
Okay, the well is 45 feet from the property line.
Yes, from the north side property line.
Yeah, so, right. How deep is the sanitary seal? And the other question? We could return back to it. Marilyn, you were next.
Was it an ag well or a domestic well?
It was an ag well converted into.
Yes, this is an ag well.
Is that correct? It was an ag well
Yes.
converted to a domestic well, correct? Okay, so yeah, so we do need to know the miles. How many what the flow is.
And I have another, oh,
If you wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, so
4.2 gallons per minute.
4.2.
4.2, and it's 38 feet deep. 38?
is the sanitary seal?
Don't know about the sanitary seal. I don't have an answer on
Okay,
It was building last probably 8 to 10 years ago.
and the flow is 4.2 per gallon per minute. Okay, Marilyn, circling back, your question?
Oh, I believe there are vineyards very close by. And I'm not sure if they're commercial vineyards or personal vineyards.
There's one commercial.
There is one commercial vineyard close by.
it. And I think
Yeah.
the property on the other side of the wood, with the wood fence, it looks like they have a vineyard. I don't know
Mhm.
what is
Yeah.
personal.
So that's some agriculture.
Did any other committee members, Peter and then Cole and then Crystal?
What is the county ordinance for, a well to be from a property line? I think it's 50 feet.
Family has reviewed the location of the existing well, and since it is non-conforming, it was allowed to stay at.
Can you repeat that? We can't hear you. Sorry.
So I followed up with environmental health, and since this well is non-conforming, it's like located currently on the site, it was allowed to stay the way it is.
Molly, can you understand this?
I am so
It's like
sorry.
you're underwater.
Do you have a microphone?
We
Like an
can't
headset?
hear you. Yeah.
Just tell me.
Or can you type it in on a chat as well?
She may be able to turn her camera off and it may give her better.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna
Yeah.
repeat the question.
Or you can turn
You
off your
know what-
camera
What
for
the
better Wi-Fi.
property distance is for a well? Is it 50 feet? 50? That's what it is.
Okay,
And did they get a variance for, because it's under 50 feet?
did you hear that okay, Sanel?
Yes, I did hear. Can you guys hear me?
We can now, thank you.
So since the well is existing, it is considered as non-conforming, and that is why it is allowed to stay, and it was reviewed by environmental health. So as part of the application, the well can stay at that location as non-conforming and allowed to be converted into residential well, domestic well.
Now, the next question, okay.
Yeah, Peter Markey, go ahead, and then we'll move on.
We don't
with you all
have
your
any
questions.
idea what the sanitary seal is, and it's, it used to be 20 feet and they raised it to 50. How? What? No, 50, you can't on 38, but 20 is at least make the minimum criteria what it used to be, 20. Nobody knows what the sanitary seal is.
Oh.
And here, how are we gonna prove a ag well to domestic well if it doesn't have the minimal sanitary seal?
Do you have that information, but you just don't have it available right now?
I do have other plans. I'm not sure if sharing those plans would help. Just give me 1 minute. I'll figure out if I can actually share those details, whatever I
We
have.
could table this for next meeting if so you could get that information if we need it. In the meantime, you want us to wait on the next question while you're looking what you said you were looking up? Or do you
No,
want
I can take the next question, and I can
Okay.
look into the question right now and maybe try to give it an answer.
Okay, the next question is from Cole Mazaragios Anastasio. Cole?
I actually have a question for the owners, if that's okay, just a clarifying question. I think I read, in the packet that you didn't have any current plans for agriculture on the property. And I was curious if you've considered it or explored it at all about doing something. Obviously, 2 acres is relatively small for most ag operations, but for an orchard, it's not insignificant. And that ground is some of the best orchard ground in the county, frankly. And so I just was wondering if that was something you've explored.
We haven't explored it in detail. I mean, what we want is to sort of plant like native plants to support the agriculture. And that's why we picked like the Western buds and everything. And like, I grew up going to Camp Loma Mar and our kids went there too. But we haven't really made a decision about, pending, whether we can even build the house, what we're gonna do with the rest of it. We definitely haven't ruled it out, but we just haven't gotten that far in the process.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other committee members with a question or comment? And we can circle back to you if we need to. Okay, Peter and then Carrie, and then I don't want to say no more committee members. So if you have more, then yes. So Peter, Carrie, and then other public members.
Pardon me, through the chair, if I could just clarify, these should be questions addressed to staff because the applicant does want to also provide a presentation to the committee, and then the questions can be addressed to the applicant and owner at that time.
Okay, with all due respect, staff didn't know the answer, and so I think that's why people chimed in. But okay, thank you. Peter?
I'm still a little confused that, the well setback is supposed to be 50 feet. This one's 45. And did you get a variance for this, or because it was pre-existing, it's exempt? Because it's pre-existing, it's exempt.
Did you hear that okay, Sunil?
Yes, so yes, because it is existing, it is exempt.
Did you hear that okay?
Yeah, that just kind of stunts me a little bit because, or have a pre-existing dwelling that needed a density credit that should not.
So,
Like, pick and
yeah,
choose.
I would say the applicant did ask for variance.
I can't hear you yet.
Can't hear you. Can you start from the beginning, repeat it?
Yeah, so I would, so the applicant did ask for a variance for well, and environmental health looked into it and they have granted as part of this application. Like as long, because it is existing, it is allowed to stay.
So you're saying it was a granted,
Granted variance.
and the sanitary seal, you don't know what it is yet.
So I'm looking into that question and I'll, after the applicant's presentation, if I can have an answer, I'll be happy to provide that.
Is that something that you'll need to table to the next meeting, or do you think you'll have the answer at this meeting?
I'll try. The applicant has the answer.
We have
so
the
let's
answer.
take
Let's move on. Yeah, we have the answer for you.
We'll give it to us.
Okay, can we be given it, please?
So the permit from 1964 is to drill and case a 50-foot only 8-inch well complete with cement seal for the top 10 feet of depth and cement base for the pump.
So it's 10 feet sanitary seal.
Per our documentation when the permit was issued for the well when it was originally constructed.
For an ag well.
For now.
For an ag well, is that correct?
Oh, state, who is this man?
Toby Long, are you the,
I am the architect for the project. We are looking at the documentation we have for the well, which
Thank
is
you.
highly tested at this point from Sims, which is the well consultant we've been working with.
Did I hear right though? It's a 10-foot sanitary seal.
That's what we have shown on the original permit from 1964 when it was originally constructed.
and that's not been updated.
It's not been evidenced additionally in the other testing that we have from Sims well. We know the water line, we know the stabilized water line, and we know the well depth.
Can I ask, do we have, can I ask whoever can tell me this answer, Sunil, is that information in the packet that was provided?
I don't understand.
So
Yeah, I mean-
yes, all the information regarding the well is part of the packet. It's actually included also as part of M&D, which was attached to the packet.
Okay, yeah, we don't.
Okay,
know. Peter, go ahead.
Not all the, again, some of the
Okay,
supplemental
so I did not
documents
see
was
any
not
of
in
that.
The
there.
other
Okay.
question
Online
back
is
for,
Okay,
for,
Okay. Okay,
Did-
thank you, Robbie.
I would like to know what environmental health, Ed Diaz said about, building a house with a 10-foot sanitary seal.
Who are you addressing this to?
Anybody wants to
Sunil.
answer?
Okay, Sunil?
I'm checking, give me 1 minute, I'm checking the comment, but I don't think this specific comment is maybe
We
captured in-
can't hear.
Turn
you.
off your camera.
Turn, Dave said if you turn off your camera, it might help with your microphone.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, that's much
you guys
better,
hear
thank you.
Yeah, so I am, the environmental health has not provided any specific comment regarding sanitary seal in their sign-off. It was only conditionally approved as regarding like conditionally approved given the fact when the project is going to be approved by the planning commission.
Sounds like it was conditionally approved as part of this project.
What are the
So,
conditions? Robbie says it sounds like it was conditionally approved. What are the conditions?
you're muted, so
Yes, give me 1 second. I'm actually pulling up the workflow. Just give me 1 second.
Okay, can we proceed with the other?
Pardon, Pardon me through the chair, there is a presentation from the applicant, if you would allow the applicant to present, and then you can move on to questions.
Well, it says project overview, and she completed that, and now the next one, according to the agenda that you gave me and the rest of the committee, is questions from committee members. So I believe we were on that now. Am I incorrect, Sanal? Are you still presenting?
No, I'm done with my presentation.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
This is a slightly unique, if I could, through the chair, that this is, the applicant also has their own separate presentation.
She's saying that it just, that part, that
Yeah.
knowledge did not make it to the package.
Yeah.
So she has
Okay.
no idea that
Thank
the
you.
client,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
applicant is going to.
Exactly.
Okay, okay.
So on my, thank you for telling me that. Please understand on the packet I was given, it does not say that at all. It says project overview and then questions from committee members. Would the applicant like to present?
Can we keep discussing?
Yeah, but if they want to present as part of the project overview, they can go here. So it could go either way, and we'll continue discussing. Okay, so we're going to continue the discussion, and then before and after the comment, you can go ahead and present. And I apologize, it wasn't put on the packet. I have no idea you were presenting anything. So I'm very sorry. Next person who had a question, can you raise your hand, committee member?
Well, I was just
Ryan
gonna
Casey?
I was gonna make a comment, but maybe their presentation might address some of this. I don't see a great concern as far as how it affects agriculture because of the parcel size and its relation to the neighboring properties. I don't see it being commercially practical for something. I also don't see great concern around the well at 4.2 gallons a minute. Isn't particularly a lot of water for agricultural operation. So I don't know, but I'm curious what their presentation and hear more from them.
Thank you very much. Any other comments before? Okay, I'm going to move to public comments and then let them do their presentation.
Pardon me through the chair, you should allow the presentation prior to public comment.
We get all, let's just get all the information from the applicant.
Okay. Go ahead. Would you like to come up here, ma'am?
It's the applicant who's on the Zoom that's doing the.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were, is the applicant on the Zoom? I thought that the architect was on the
This is
Zoom.
the owner.
He's the
That's the
applicant and these are the builders.
Right, I understand. Thank you. So go ahead. Please understand, none of this is on the packet. We were given a packet with an entirely different agenda.
I'll just clarify, it doesn't need to be most customary. I'm just gonna say, like, for standard for it, I know this isn't like a public hearing, but in standard practice, the presenter, who is the staff, gives presentation, and the applicant has the right to ask to give presentation and then questions.
Okay. Well, just for clarification, I was told specifically to go by this agenda. I was even written a script. So I'm going by the very agenda the county gave me. Okay, and that is why I'm doing that, and it's not on here. Okay, so Mr. Long, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, thank you, committee members. This doesn't need to be long. I don't have some long presentation here. We're just thankful to be here this evening. It's been a long journey to get to this hearing. I really want to thank Sonal and staff for their efforts in working with us to help appropriately site this project. We're proposing a fairly modest home on a small site. We understand the purview of the Ag Board and are very grateful for you guys hearing us this evening. Mostly I wanted to just speak quickly to this constraints map that we've kind of pulled up here, just really to show that there really isn't another place to put a building on this property. And again, worked closely with staff to try to maintain a little bit of the southern portion of this property to be used for potential agricultural uses. So that is very much still part of the potential future of this property, be it these owners or others. But really, that was the intent. As Sonal presented, this is a single-story, 2,500 square foot home, and fairly neutral in its material palette, with an intent to utilize a really natural aesthetic and to, have this home fit harmoniously on Pescadero Creek Road and amongst the other, buildings in this area. So not much to present. We know you guys are working through these issues, and so we're here to help and answer questions as we can.
Thank you very much. So back to the discussion. Did I have public members who wanted to comment? Okay, Carrie Burke and then BJ, raise your hand real tall so I can see you. Thank you.
In looking this over, the original sin against commercial agriculture probably occurred when this parcel was subdivided, as were the neighboring small parcels, which was probably in the 60s when this property was zoned A1 for 1 acre, which you cannot do a well and septic, which is almost physically impossible with the setbacks. And so I think just in the overview and my knowledge of the PAD, it's unfortunate that in a way that the county zoned this PAD just because there is a remnant of prime soils, given the fact that it's such a small parcel. And when you take the riparian setback, it just makes it difficult. However, I also have, this well issue. I mean, if this well was drilled in 1964, good luck on finding the data and making sure that it can meet today's standards. Because for a domestic well, and also truly, if it was drilled with a permit, it's not an after the fact CDP. It's that they're actually, since there's no home, it's that the CDP for the house is also covering the conversion of the well. So that's a little misleading under the way they've described it, is that, and you can only get your pump test from SIMS once you actually have a CDP for a domestic well. Because that's where you get a certified well test, is once you have the CDP from planning, then you can proceed with and the water quality testing. So that's just the consideration is for this house, and the CDP will also cover the conversion of the well. They might have to drill a new well just to get an adequate sanitary seal, given the closeness to their septic tank. That would be an issue for me, but that's the applicants will have to deal with it. But just from the overview is I share the concern of try to do as much ag as you can on this parcel, but at the small size and the fact that it was already subdivided, it's hard to have a lot of options on a parcel this size. And sometimes I wish that the county wouldn't have subdivided or designated the PAD designation such small parcels when the committee has other bigger issues to deal with. So those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. BJ, did you have a comment?
My question is to the county, where's the coastal zone there? Is it Dearborn Park Road, the coastal zone?
Is your to the planner?
The coastal zone.
This whole site is in scenic corridor, Pescadero Road scenic corridor.
No, I mean the coastal commission's line. Where's it at? Is it in Dearborn Park Road?
Jurisdiction.
The coastal zone.
So the site is zoned as PAD CD. I'll have to look how far the coastal zone extends, but a lot of we might not have a delineation of line denoting which properties will fall under the coastal zone. It is per parcel basis, like which sites are in the coastal zone, they will be zoned accordingly with a CD distinction as well.
The thing is,
Can you speak louder,
they're
BJ?
out, all these things don't apply to them.
It says here,
Is it, can you speak up, Bridget, and say that so everyone can hear? What did you say? Bridget Burns had a comment. Bridget Jett for the record.
If it's in a ag zone, like a PAD, planned ag development, it's in the coastal zone, so coastal commission would be involved. Summer could probably clarify that, but.
Can you
I'm
clarify
assuming
for
that-
us?
Yeah, to put you completely on it, but you're an
Yeah.
expert on
No,
that.
that's correct. And so the coastal zone boundary, as, PJ was asking, Dearborn, it's on the east side of Dearborn Park Road is where the coastal zone
This
boundary.
one?
On the east side of Dearborn Park Road is, if you're using that as a marker, the coastal zone boundary is on the east side of Dearborn Park Road, but as Bridget said,
In other words, they're in the coastal zone?
this project is in the coastal zone. Yeah, any ag parcel that's gonna come to AAC is gonna be in the coastal zone.
Okay.
Thank you for the clarification. And thank you, Sanol. I'm sorry, it's just hard to hear you, so I think it was easier because Summer's here to get a general clarification. Any other public comment? Chair recognizes Bridget Jett.
I just wanted to clarify, I had the same question or concern that Carrie had. I read the staff report and it's very confusing. In the staff report, it says after the fact permit for the wells that was from ag to domestic. And it is misleading because it sounds like they've already done that, which I know that they haven't. Coming to here and finding that clarification out, but going to the planning commission, I would recommend that that get corrected and clarified because that's misleading. So if someone was to go back and research and archive this, it would be misleading for someone else to say, well, you did it for this person and not. So I think staff report should be clarified when it goes to planning commission. Just my advice for future paper trails. So, and for the real thing to explain that what really happened.
Thank you. Peter Markey?
For me, seeing that sanitary seal is only 10 feet. I
It's
would like-
20 feet. It's 20
Oh.
feet. There's a second document we found it's corrected as 20 feet.
Thank you. Earlier you said, yeah.
Yeah, I found we have a second document that it changes that as a typo. It's 20 feet per the permit from 1964. We have
How
the
did it
document.
go? How did it go from 10 to 20?
Pardon me through the chair, you're still on public comment, so before you go back to committee members, if you could just close public comment.
I'll close public comment.
Thank you, and just
But
to
if anyone
clarify
has something to
com-
say, raise your hand. I'll still call on
Is
you.
there anyone online?
Anybody online?
yeah, just to confirm that there are no virtual hands raised online for public comment on this item. Thank you.
Okay, so go ahead and hope you didn't lose your train of thought.
Now, how did it go from 10 feet earlier to 20 feet?
I don't know. I have two documents that are contained into one PDF that was recovered from the county archive. It shows Robert Garcia Drilling Company from 1964. There's two documents. The second one, which is clear, says the cement seal for the top 20 feet of depth and cement base for the pump. It was corrected and it's in a document. They're both contained within this archive retrieval.
We're still 30 feet short.
And for clarification, this is not in the packet, right? It's not something, is there something we could see it on screen or is it in our packet where we can see it? No? Okay, that's,
Chair, I did find letter sign off from environmental health. We can share that in a second. So yes, a variance was approved by environmental health for this property and Angela is sharing that in a second.
Sonal, this is the letter I have. Can you
Yes,
see the
this is
screen?
correct. Yes, this is correct. And I would also like to say that environmental health will require final confirmation of the quality and the quantity of water provided by the well on site to ensure that it meets a minimum domestic standard for the proposed residential unit prior to building final permit. That is what was signed off by environmental health.
you. Any other discussion? And if not, we'll move to motion. Okay, we can move to, okay, go ahead.
Just to clarify, that is a document saying that they did get a variance for the well.
Yes, they're accepting the they're approving the exemption.
Okay, so it's an exemption.
Required 50 feet
On-site
setback.
water treatment system, not the well. That's the septic system.
Robbie, is this in our packet this is online? Is this letter online?
So Noel, did we receive that as part of the packet?
Also, that's for septic.
Wastewater treatment system.
Yes.
I don't think that's for the well.
Can you clarify what this is for, please?
So this is for on-site wastewater treatment system, which is like for septic tank and leach fields. And the well,
We can move to table it.
so the well portion will be reviewed as part of the building permit before the building permit final. They will be making sure that the well quality and quantity of water will.
No, you're cutting out.
Yes. James Oku, thank you.
So I'd like to make a comment and then I'd like to make a motion.
Okay.
So my comment is, in terms of the well and being used for domestic water, as far as I'm concerned, its drinkability and all of the specifics of the well, that is environmental health issue. It has to be approved by them. We're looking, does this affect agriculture, in my opinion?
Okay.
I would like to make the motion that we pass this with the recommendation of the change of verbiage that Bridget Jet provided, and that the project can move forward.
Okay, do we have a second and can we repeat the verbiage
I'll
for the
second that.
record? We have a second from Ryan Casey. Can we repeat, unless you want to repeat it of James? Otherwise, Bridget, can you say it? The conditional verbiage that you said for his motion.
It's recorded, right?
It is.
It's just clarify,
But back- Speak louder. The problem is the mic doesn't pick up back there. That's why they want you guys to.
in the room understood it. Just
Yeah, but it's necessary for the minutes.
Yeah, there's no after the fact well permit to domestic. You're including it in the actual CDP. So the conversion of ag to domestic is all happening within this permit. In the CDP permit that's happening, well, it's going to go to the planning commission. So that's all.
You got that for the minutes, Robbie?
He understands it.
You're very welcome. That's what I do that. I care. So can we have a vote now on the motion? All those, Ryan, you seconded it, correct? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, how many was that? 3 ayes? Was there more? Can you raise your hand? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, opposed? 3 opposed. And there were 4 ayes and 3 nays, correct? And I don't vote unless it's a tie, correct? So it passes, is that correct?
Pardon me, through the chair, you do vote.
Yeah,
You're supposed to vote. What do you mean?
okay, when did this get changed? Because
Yes,
No,
you
I
are a
was
voting member of this
specifically-
committee.
I was told specifically by Mike O'Neill specifically that I do not vote unless it's a tie. Very specifically.
What's your vote?
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so my vote would be nay, at least not yet. So it's a tie. So now what?
Brian,
The motion failed.
the motion failed.
So do we need to think of a new motion?
That is one option, Madam Chair.
Okay, so thank
I
you.
got a question.
Okay,
Does the septic, fit the required setbacks by county from well and property lines?
Sorry, the question was, what is the septic tank setback, or how far is the well from the septic? Like, what was the question?
The question was, does the septic system leach line meet the setbacks from the well and from the property lines?
Yes.
Yeah, there are two septic leach fields proposed. One is in the front and one is at the back. And both of them are 100 feet away from the well setbacks. So yes, they meet the setback requirements.
The one in the front is an expansion area.
Trees are gonna grow.
Really good.
Okay, so,
Well, that's a comment.
Cole, where are you? Oh,
Hasn't moved.
I have a comment, just that I think my primary concern is just the taking additional acreage out of farm soils out of agriculture. And I know that is a small site, but even if it was cut in half and it was used as an acre for an orchard, that is significant for a lot of small operations in our county, that would like to have that space. So what I'd maybe propose, if there is a potential of it being reconsidered, and I would vote yes if this was a part of that, is similar to how other applicants, and this is more relevant typically for applicants who are doing something for the Williamson Act, but similar to how other applicants have discussed ways that they plan this, have an operation that they could lease out with good terms, like long lease terms, that is, in the future. That's probably what would get me to shift to saying yes, because I do think that there is some potential of having, an acre, even a 2/3 of an acre is not insignificant for some small farmers in our community. That'd be my recommendation of at least, if personally, that's how I feel to vote
very,
yes.
very well said. Do you, a discussion, and then maybe you want to make a motion on it. Peter and then Crystal?
Just to remind everybody that every parcel that has a density credit is allowed to have a house on the density credit if they meet the minimum criteria, septic, water, and preferably a non-prime. But when you do have a situation that's all prime, just to put it in an area that has the least impact on agriculture. But when you have such a small parcel as this here, that's pretty hard. And also, it's for commercial ag, the size is so small, it's difficult. But I get what you're saying, but I feel if we could, because we're so close, if we can make a little bit, whatever. Adjustments. So this applicant it did meet the well criteria. So, a little worried about that. You might have to drill a new well, but they found out it does have this 20-foot sanitary seal, and it does meet the minimum flow. It does have the sewage setback. If we could find a way that makes it work, to pass this to the applicant.
Yeah, thank you, Brian, by the way, for that. That's for agreeing to that option. Crystal, and then I believe you had something to say as well.
This might be a silly question, but I'm with Cole on if this could at some point return to some kind of ag land, orchards. I would probably be more so into say voting yes. My question is, if this well was already, if it gets approved and it goes to a domestic well, is that enough water to water this orchard, or do you have to have a separate well?
It should be.
Okay, because I'm not sure. Okay.
The woman in the back, who I think is the owner, right? So
Yeah.
can you state your name
My
loudly?
name is Katie Nolan Stavo. I know the mic is difficult, but I have a loud voice.
That's good, thank you.
I really appreciate this discussion. I think it's a lovely area. We really do want to be part of the community. And if that means we have to plant some fruit trees, like basketball apples are like my favorite, those grounding seeds, and they don't plant them anymore. So if that's what we need to do so that we can have this house and be part of your community, we will do that. I just don't think we can lease part of that, like with all of the impact and it's not practical, but if that helps us get what we want here, we're willing to do it. So thank you for all your comments.
Thank you very much. Okay, so James Oku, and then I think we're gonna need a motion on the revised. Yeah, James.
So
My opinion is that for such a small space, I don't think it's worth trying to deal with stuff like leasing areas, because then you're gonna have the issues of like parking, bringing in vehicles, packing, separating utilities, and all these other issues that are gonna come with running any kind of commercial ag. I don't think it makes sense to do it on a property that small. To me, in my mind, this property has already been written out.
It's fine, sorry.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm gonna, I agree with what, David's saying, and I think that, we shouldn't try and force, an owner to do something that they don't want to do, so I don't think we should add more baggage to this property. It's complicated enough to try and build on these small parcels. You know, and as Carrie said, I think that the damage was done many years ago when that valley was chopped up into little pieces.
There's the whole parcel is prime soil. There's the whole parcel is prime soil, is that correct?
Yes.
Class A.
So maybe the addendum is just to encourage them to grow and leave it at that. Yeah.
Well, why did you make a motion? This is the old, I like that.
I'll make them. It was his concern.
I guess I'll say this, I would just appeal, I guess more personally, to you guys, just that there has been, especially in that particular area, it's become increasingly difficult for farmers to access land across the county. But that area, which is a bit unique in terms of its soils, its climate in particular, is very distinctively unique, in particular for orchard crops. There's not a whole lot of spaces left in the county that are really valuable for that. And I agree in terms of if you can't have a farm running their entire operation out of that location, but there are some small farmers throughout our community who would be very excited to jump at the chance of leasing out even a half acre if they have long-term lease terms on the community. So I probably would just encourage, that to be a potential option more than anything. I think, I agree. I think what Carrie mentioned in terms of the original son was just subdividing parcels so small that it makes it challenging to do anything otherwise. But that'd be my one just thought additionally. If you'd like to be connected with some small farmers, I think we'd be interested in that. I'd be happy to connect you with them personally. I know some folks who are, would like to find orchard ground in our area. And it's challenging to do so. So I think yeah, I think with that, I would make a motion to pass, but with encouraging and I'd be happy to be a resource to connect with some other folks.
Okay, so motion's on the floor to pass with encouragement to
have agriculture on property.
Yeah. Second.
Okay, and Daniel seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Enjoy your beautiful home. Oh,
That second motion though, is going to, it also include what Bridget was saying.
oh, good point.
You know what I mean?
That second, we need to see about an addendum to the motion. Crystal just asked.
I want to make sure that what
Right.
Bridget had mentioned first, with
Right.
the verbiage
Bridget.
to keep the,
To keep that in there.
to keep that into the second
Yeah,
one,
that's
just for
a
the
good point,
paperwork
good
to
point.
be.
Did you get that okay, Robbie?
Vote that the
Okay.
verbiage stays in there.
That her verbiage stays in there.
We
not the
need to make
verbiage.
a vote on that.
I think we should
Yeah,
vote on that.
make a motion.
Yeah.
Okay, motion is.
Okay, I make a motion that we do pass it with Cole's mitigation suggestion. And I also want to make sure that we include Bridget's verbiage for the county to make sure the paperwork is accurate and there's an accurate paper trail moving forward.
A second.
All right.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. I didn't say that. I was just saying. Okay. Okay. Next. Thank you.
Thank you, committee members. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Toby.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sunil.
Thank you, Sunil. Okay. AAC meeting location, discussion on Half Moon Bay Library, et cetera. Presenter, planning liaison, Robbie Miller.
All right, so as we've all been trying to, well, some of us have been trying to move to a new location, so we've we've looked at a few locations. We've been to Mueller's office as when folks that did the retreat were there, saw that space. We did, some folks coming from the south experience heavy traffic, as did I. And so that seemed to kind of not be the best. We've also, I heard some stuff about the historic train depot. I guess previous AAC meetings were held there. I reached out to, actually the city of Half Moon Bay, I think runs it. I reached out to the supervisor here. There's no Wi-Fi there. So that's a big issue. And so we've been looking at Half Moon Bay Library. We've gotten approval for them to use one of their community rooms, which is beautiful. I visited last week, and I have some photos. So this is one configuration, but you can see mostly the space. It's very nice, good acoustics, good light. They have all kinds of equipment for us, a podium even for public speaking. And then, so that's one setup, which I don't necessarily like because it's a little hard to see if you're away at the end or.
Robbie, can I ask a question?
Let me just finish. If you're sitting here, it's kind of hard to see presentations here, but they do have a drop down, projector screen that is the whole wall here, which is up here. But if you could go to some of the other, yeah.
So is that to the left when you first walk into the library?
Yes.
Okay, so what happens when there's an event going on in the other big space?
Yeah, there's a wall or a retractable wall there that's up. So it should be fine. But that's also a good point.
We can't
That's
hear,
something, but if we also have a big event, we're also able to use that big space as long as we reserve it. So that's
right, but I'm
another
just
thing.
saying, I think it would be, we wouldn't be able to hear very well from the people in the front big space.
It has good acoustics, and here's the space that I liked that we set up a little bit so you all would be able to hear each other better. And so I don't think there would be issues.
Mics too.
What's that?
Looks like they have mics too.
I didn't get to see the mics. Those are like different things, equipment. Let's see. And then can you scroll down, Angela, to the last, just showing that's the space looking the other way. Oh, you can see the wall more. Can you scroll up one photo? There you go. So they have this huge divider wall here.
Yeah. It folds into the wall pocket.
So let's see, and they'll help us set up the room before, so that's nice.
Nice
For staff at least. So.
We want to keep Robbie happy.
I will say though, there is a hard stop at 8:15 like we have here. Last week or last month we discussed, obviously there's some disadvantages and advantages to that hard stop. It makes us be efficient in the meetings, which was discussed. So, which I agree with. And the action tonight would be to hopefully vote on moving to the library for the foreseeable future. Yeah.
I just want to say really fast, Robbie, thank you for taking the time and getting all the photos and doing this. Thank you. Very, very, very nice. James, go ahead.
So you're talking about a hard stop at the library, but there's also a hard stop here too, right?
Correct.
So it's not like the hard stop changes, it's just, we have a hard stop.
Correct.
Well, yeah, unless we're at a place that doesn't have a hard stop. But that's right.
Yeah, but our two options.
Right. the
Oh,
two options.
Pretzel. So I too also looked into the train depot, and Robbie's right. The only thing that we don't have there is Wi-Fi, but the county does have the portable Wi-Fi unit that they could possibly bring out so that we would have Wi-Fi out there, and it would meet every other requirement that they have. Their hard stop is their bathrooms get locked at 10, and they have a cleaning staff that comes in at 11. So they would just like for everything to be clean and gone by 10:45 so the cleaning staff does not have to wait. Because it's the county, there is no charge. They have the tables, they have the chairs. Somebody from the committee, which I'm sure we could either happy to do it, maybe we could take turns, volunteer, but we just come get a key throughout the week. We go set up, and sometime during the week, we go return the key. All we have to do is call them and let them know we want the second Monday of every month. They'll reserve it for us. So because they have the later stop, I wouldn't mind looking into the county further to see if we have an internet access.
And they're ADA compliant.
They are ADA compliant.
James and then Cole.
So I have a question about the internet thing. Has it been tested for like streaming for, I'm just worried about like, it may be internet, but it might just be for like pulling up a web page and it's not gonna support
No, I
video
didn't.
conferencing.
I didn't ask that question.
I think the, it'd be interesting to experiment with that, and I think before we probably can proceed with that option, we probably would need to verify the internet. And maybe one thing we could do in the meantime is, I mean, my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, is that if we try out the library, it's not like we're banished from coming back here. So, or maybe it's more complicated.
It is a little bit more
It is, okay.
complicated because there might be a contract involved, there might be insurance involved, so all
Okay.
that stuff takes a while to
Okay.
figure out.
So it's
And
not like-
I'm undergoing that,
Yeah.
so I'm going through the process of that. So it's hard to know without a location.
So if we wanted to try out that, kind of like we did over at Regular's office, we wanted to try the library for the next meeting, kind of try it on for size. Would that be a possibility, or is it kind of like an all or nothing? We have to decide now.
I think we can do that.
Okay.
Honestly, but I don't want, only for this situation, I don't want to make that because a continued thing.
Sure.
Because we do need the insurance, where I think our insurance is expired for this space. So we need a space.
Crystal.
So the room right behind us seems to be a little bit more wide. Would that area, that room next to us,
But yeah, like,
there's no tech,
I don't
it's
think so.
only in here?
This is the
I
only. room
haven't
with that?
explored that room, right? I
I
know there's just.
I was just
it's
like looking at it
equipment
earlier and I
stuff.
thought if we did a U shape, then even the public could sit at the tables with us. Nobody's backs would be to anybody. So
I
I
think they
thought,
use it as an equipment room now.
but we're always in here and there's never any meeting over there taking place during our meeting, so we could.
It's full of junk.
Well, they also use this room for other meetings. That's why I think it's all set up for, it's just.
Ryan, Crystal, thank you for looking into everything like that. Ryan?
I think the library is great. I think it has all the things this group needs, and I think that this group needs to continue to work on being efficient and will be more effective if we can do that. So I think that the hard out 8:15 is a benefit to this group. I also remember the train depot being really cold, and I don't think there's any heat. Am I right about that one? I think it's pretty cold and drafty up there. So
But-
if
Might
that's
make us
if
move
the
that.
only reason of being up there is because of, yeah, right. I think if the only reason for being up there is that these meetings can go long, I don't think that's a good reason to go
Crystal?
Okay, so I was gonna wait till we go through the bylaws, but can the county confirm? So looking at the bylaws and looking at our January retreat notes, there's information that's conflicting. At the retreat, you guys, as the county said, you guys confirmed that meetings can run past 8 p.m. But in the bylaws that you guys are proposing to us, you guys are wanting us to change that says during the time of 6 to 8 p.m. So what is it, 6 to 8, or we can go past 8?
As far as what you're proposing.
So
right?
we confirmed just that at ad hoc, we could go past 8. That's all we had to confirm. And then that's when we found out that the hard stop here is 8:15.
But she's saying that
So in the bylaws, from now on, moving forward, every meeting has to stop by 8 o'clock.
in the,
I know, right,
but
that's
in the
what they're
bylaws you're
proposing.
proposing, it says 6 to 8 p.m. meetings. And that's what you guys are proposing in the bylaws. That's why she's asking.
But then because then I was looking at the January retreat,
But that's in.
and I thought,
conflict
wait a
with,
minute,
you
we
know,
can go past 8 or we cannot go past 8.
Right. And obviously those haven't been adopted yet, those
Right.
bylaws, but she's just curious why
they-
you're proposing that when in effect, on the bylaws, you're proposing that meetings end at 8, but you're saying, let's get a place and we can go till 8:15. She just wants clarification, which one it is in your propositions. James?
Summer was gonna.
I would
Oh, sorry.
personally like to save that discussion until later.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but
Yeah.
because we're talking about
Yeah.
location and timing seems to be an issue.
Right.
Because
Well,
It was just a question.
for me, I'm gonna oppose that section A.
let's get clarification really fast, James. Thank you. Just while do we have it or?
Yeah, it's just that the agendas are, it's just what the agenda, we're just trying to be consistent. It's just what our agendas have always said is 6 to 8.
No, they've not always.
No,
said
the
that.
bylaws don't have a time. You guys know.
Okay.
Right,
proposed
they've
the
never
time.
had a time. At least not since I've been here. Summer?
Just to clarify, so it's, the agendas that get posted, the current agendas, and then when I was doing liaisoning as well, I don't know how far back it goes, but at least that far. And the meeting time is always stated on the agenda, and so it's always been a 2-hour window. It used to be 7 to 9, I think. And then it got switched to 6 to 8. That's the meeting window. I mean, if items run over, they run over, but that's the expected for the public to expect.
Well, I
what
think-
the meeting.
I think the
duration
confusion is because it's in the
So-
bylaws or the proposed bylaws.
Yeah.
And that is something that's more legalese, if you will. To follow. I think that's what it is. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, we have can I call on a public person?
I would call on Cole first. but-
Oh, I'm sorry, Cole, I didn't see you. Raise your hand bigger. So you're fine with your bed.
I was gonna make a motion, but if folks wanna have a bit more time to comment, I understand as well. The motion, I'll propose though as, actually, Bridget, do you wanna say a public comment first and then I can?
You guys just finish your comment and then open the public.
Pardon me, through the chair, she would have to speak before the motion.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Finish your clarification.
Okay, so, you don't have a clarifying, do any other clarifying questions before the public comment? Okay, so we didn't actually get the answer to your question, I don't think, Crystal, but we can attack that later. I appreciate you bringing it up, because it's a good point. And, public comment, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, I think the only, maybe Marilyn and Peter, are the only ones that ever were on the committee back in the day. But it used to be 6 o'clock until daylight savings, which happened to be this past weekend. And then for everyone's schedules, it changed to 7 p.m. during daylight savings. So when it was daylight savings, it would be 7 to 9, and it was regular 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock or 8:30 on the other time of the year. To give farmers time to go home, do their thing, have some dinner, and get back here a little later. And it's still light out, so you're still working a little bit later. That was the intention. I don't know if it was written in any piece of paper in black and white, but that was like a known thing, but especially the farmers on the committee, that like that was just a given. So it sounds like it wasn't in the bylaws, but that was just something that was like a customary thing that came about. So just some history to like know about, but just sharing some thoughts.
Thank you
How
for
it can
that.
switch around a lot.
I think Crystal was just referring to the ending time, because that's in there, and the part that was relevant was the ending time, but thank you. Cole.
I'd like to make a motion, and to contextualize this, I think, Robbie, because you mentioned that we already don't have insurance for this location, and it sounds like we could try out, as a one-time thing, the library next month. I'd like to propose that we move to do the library as sort of a test run, next month. And during that time, and during that month period leading up to that, if someone from the county or from the committee would be willing to check with the train depot to see if the internet would be sufficient to be able to do this entire, to do everything at that location, then we can make a final decision next month, where at that point in time, we'll have tested out the library and we'll have the sufficient information to know the train depot actually has good enough internet to make it function.
Let's make sure that we have somebody on board to do that before we make a decision on this motion. But first, we'll have second and then discuss. Marilyn?
I can ask Mike Alfano, these Alfano Technologies, if that would be adequate for streaming for Zoom.
Will he test it for us? He'll test it for us or check it?
I'll ask him his recommendation
Okay, okay.
and
It's
bring it back
familiar.
to the committee.
Okay, that's great.
If
Thank
that's
you.
fine. And if he wants to come and tell you what he discovered in his investigation.
That's a good idea too. Well, you can ask him that too, or you can, ask him. It doesn't hurt to ask. But, yeah.
I'm pushing the envelope there.
All right, I would like to make a friendly amendment to this and say that, if in fact we do, which is a very good, in my opinion, motion, but I would also like to say that we then, if we have to end at a certain time, we need to be very conscious of tabling things to the next meeting and making sure a commitment from the county that if we do table something to the next meeting, that the applicant does come, or that you do ask the applicant and schedule the applicant to come back. Because if we have to end at a certain time, I assume there might be some things that are gonna have to be tabled. So I think that'll be helping us to be able to do this in good faith. Does that make sense? So, how does that sound?
I think
Yes.
aren't we supposed to be discussing the bylaws a little bit later?
Yes, but
So let's-
but in the discussion with where this is meeting's gonna take place, as I know you were concerned about, that it ends, that we cannot be there past 8:15. And you were concerned about the fact that we need to have more things to discuss. I think we just be more open to understanding that means that we might have things we're gonna have to table to the next meeting. So if we can make sure that if we do table them, that we have in good faith that, we're gonna try to get them back as we vote for, because I don't want to vote for this and agree to it and then find out at 8:15, the things that didn't get done that we tabled didn't come up the next meeting. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's a really good compromise. And I know you were concerned about that, Marilyn, so it's a good compromise, if in effect you're still concerned about that. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's for a later discussion, not, we're just.
Well, we can't vote on this discussion and agree to the location that the time ends until we know if things could be tabled.
I already seconded.
Right, but I'm saying we can't vote on it
How about
until,
we add that as some motion that we do when we do discuss the bylaws? Because I think that definitely makes sense to tag on to this, but that probably is, we could add it as a separate, as a separate, we discussed the bylaws in a bit. Well, I think that's an
Well, why
important.
don't
but it
we-
makes me to,
okay,
yeah. just
okay,
to-
that's fine. I withdraw my motion. But I'm going to abstain from voting because I can't vote for that unless I know. And if you're concerned too, which I know you were before about that, then, I'd be concerned about voting for something that would end at 8:00, 8:15. Okay, so, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Okay, nay? Okay, anybody else? Okay, so how many ayes? Did you get that, Robbie? I'm sorry.
So nays, I'm concerned with the nays, so Crystal is
I
the
was
one
in-
nay,
we
you're
got-
abstaining?
Well, no, I changed it to a nay, so
Oh,
I
okay.
got 2 nays. It's just because I need that information,
What was
but
the
I
motion?
think it passed.
It was
Can
just
you
for
repeat?
one meeting, the next meeting to be at the library.
Right.
With
To
the committee.
determine if we're gonna go forward with the library, and at the same time with, Marilyn's gonna find out about the Wi-Fi at the train depot. So are you yay, nay, or abstain?
He already voted.
I didn't hear him vote.
No, I-
I didn't hear him
That's-
either.
That's why I thought she was asking.
He didn't say anything. Okay, so you're abstaining, right? Okay, so it's yes. Okay, we already did. Thank you, though.
Why is he abstaining?
No, she said, okay, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's a public member. It's different. I'm not gonna, you
You
told
said
me not
yes.
to address that.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got it and you've got the yays, right? And how many, correct? Okay, good. And there were 2 nays. I believe the motion passes, correct? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Robin. Okay, so we'll try that out. And yes, I appreciate, we'll discuss that about the tabling in the bylaws. Okay, next. Excellent motion, by the way, Paul. Thank you. January retreat, follow-up including agenda template, Williamson Act, work plan, planning liaison role, etc. Robbie Miller.
All right. I'll pull it up. Okay, so just some follow-up stuff. Finally, from the January retreat. We talked about location already. You've seen now a little bit of the new agenda, mostly the format. We took some advice about making sure applicants like tonight got heard before we got into our, great discussions. And then, let's see, so yeah, front loading the planning applications to the beginning. Some other things, let's see. Just not having action items so you all know and it can follow along with public comment, committee discussion. And then some minor changes. The director's report is now called planning liaison report and is at the very end. Oral communication is now called public comment. And let's see. Somebody at the January retreat, well, there was a discussion about onboarding. I have found some physical binders and we have an online format. It includes bylaws, different resolutions, the staff handbook that I sent you all in an email, that board and commissions handbook that was just published. Yes. So that the current onboarding binders are a little outdated right now because of probably the bylaws and then the staff handbook. But let me know if you need a physical copy, and those folks that get physical copies will have first dibs on that. And then again, there's an online version. Marilyn, did you?
Is it a copy of the handbook?
I have a copy I can give you one tonight. I brought a copy. So, yes, so if anybody, well, I only have like 2 or 3. So the folks that get physical copies will get first access to those. Just come to me afterwards. Williamson Act contracts. So, Williamson Act contracts was brought up during the January retreat. People were a little confused if we're still active or in that role. And yes, you are. We just haven't done an audit for many years. We're currently doing another audit. And yes, the AAC is still involved, specifically for non-renewals. That should probably happen sometime this year if some get advice for non-renewal properties.
I have a question about the Williamson Act.
Sure.
How high is it on your guys' priority list to do that audit?
Very high.
Okay, because we usually get our paper in December and we did not get it. We had to call at the end of January and we talked to 3 people who didn't even know what the Williamson Act was. We finally had to leave a voicemail for some lady named Christina who apparently was on vacation. Then she finally got back to us and then mailed it. But then we also, in the meantime, found out that our neighbor, an elderly couple, did not get their paper and they've been kicked out of the Williamson Act. And they definitely graze, they have cows and horses on there. So I just want to make sure that it's on the priority list and you guys are actually doing it and sending out those papers because they're important.
Yeah, we already sent. So I also have a contact for you if you need it.
I'd love to get it.
Yeah, Tiffany G is the planning staff member who's overseeing our effort. Tiffany G. So, okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Probably on the non-renewals, just on the clarification for the Williamson Act and your audits, I mean, under the contracts, you're allowed, if the landowner declares and that's their right under the contract, or if the county finds them non-compliant, then you seek non-renewals. Is that what you're talking about, what you're looking for? Because obviously the committee would have nothing to say about the contract holder's right to non-renewal themselves, other than the county finding them non-compliant.
Yeah, we're only doing the non-compliant. folks.
And
So
also, I
that's-
believe that the interest of the committee on the Williamson Act was when there have been amendments to contracts, such as happened at the Arata Pumpkin Farm, that they were not consulted, because that was actually amending and granting of an exception to the rules. That was really important to the committee. So because in essence, it's a change of the rules for that specific situation. So just a clarification of that. When it does come up, I think that's one, that one, they were concerned because they were not privy to any input on the changes to the granting of that exception.
All right, so the other thing, January retreat item is an annual work plan. Something that we're expected to do, a work plan annually. Is that even in our bylaws? Work plan is in our bylaws?
Yes.
Yeah, it's even in our bylaws, a work plan. Debbie, who has presented to us before, Schechter Consulting was here, also ran the January retreat for us. She is available starting next month for April. So I'll talk with the chair about putting that on the agenda, but that's something that we need to consider and do.
A work plan?
And work plan. So hopefully it'll be on the agenda next month. We can, and Debbie will be here. She'll be spearheading that if it gets on the agenda.
Wouldn't the work plan be in October? Because that's the end of the term?
I don't
Per
think
the
there's really
bylaws, per the
okay.
bylaws. It says at the end of the term,
Yep.
the AAC is to put together, develop and put it together and I guess, send it to the Board of Supervisors. And if they want a presentation, then they'll request one.
Thanks for clarifying that. That's a tight turnaround probably for us, but
I'm just stating the bylaws.
yeah, something to maybe discuss. Next item. Okay. The last thing for me for this item is the planning liaison role, which was asked a few times of what the role and responsibility of me, basically. So list of things. I'm the county point of contact for AAC members. And then on the flip side, I'm the AAC point of contact for people at the county, generally speaking. I prepare minutes, do the director's report, now the planning liaison report. I help create the agenda in collaboration with the chair. And I have actually asked that question for the last few weeks. We have a few previous planning liaisons in our department still. Rob Bertoli, who's in LAFCO but shares an office with us. Michael Shaler, he's my supervisor. So he was around 20 years ago, I think. Summer. So it has generally been a collaborative effort. Generally, it was very informal, a call or an email. Here's staff would say, oh, here's what we have coming here. Do you have any items? 5 to 10 minutes, more or less sometimes. But so generally that's how that happened. Okay. Moving on, next item, set up in-person and hybrid meetings. What we have here, provide support to the chair and members, manage AAC website, publishing agenda packets, the meeting archives, etc. Manage AAC membership, expiring, renewing terms, onboarding, offboarding, etc. Assist with recruitment of new members. Post hard copy documents shared at AAC meetings. Adhere to AAC bylaws, SMC, San Mateo County Boards and Commissions Handbook, which I just sent you all, Brown Act, etc. Attend meetings with County Executive Office as needed. That's, it's like a monthly thing. And then more recent, doing a chair script, which I apologize for today's chair script.
It's okay. It was really good. It was just fast. That's all, but thank you.
Okay. And I'll note that these are all items that are just added to my existing planning responsibilities. Okay, I didn't get no relief from my other planning responsibilities. So, and these things might change because of the bylaws are being drafted, so kind of being amended. So some things might change.
On the document you sent out, one of the things that we discussed at the retreat was that the AAC should be informed of how our input was used. Do you have I guess, a simple way to circle back and follow up and let us know in your report of what items we made a motion when passed or not passed, and then?
Well, the minutes,
not
obviously,
yes.
but I think you're maybe.
Not everything goes to the planning commission. Not everything is going to.
Right.
But
yeah,
just make
hopefully
sure you
I
get
mean,
more follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, I think just asking the chair gets, emails me, calls me. You can call me, you can email, anybody can email me for clarifying questions, but specific maybe input from a meeting besides motions and stuff, which are covered in the minutes. Maybe look. Is there something
answer
specific?
right now? No.
Okay.
I was reading.
Yeah, in the director's.
Sent, and I saw,
yeah,
we brought it up for a reason.
Yeah, so maybe how about in the director's, or now it's the planning liaison report, which is the last item. We probably won't get to it. But I have started to include additional items under there for, like, okay. Any other questions?
Robbie, you're doing a great job with these minutes and on your capsulizing what happened at the retreat. But on the public comment, the only thing was with that on the public comments was that with the joint meeting with the AAC and the Planning Commission, the reasoning was to understand each other's roles and responsibilities. So there was that was the missing part of that sentence, and capturing it was that, that happens at certain jurisdictions. And it was just a suggestion, but that would be the purpose of having a joint meeting. And we do have new planning commissioners now, and so for them to kind of understand the AAC and what they do, and vice versa, that was just the suggestion.
Are you referring to the minutes from? February?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the
January.
document you sent of
The
the
retreat.
January
We're
under public comment.
Okay.
It was on the last
You
page
had
of
it
the
on
public comment.
Oh, sorry. So this is Debbie's summary of.
Oh, Debbie's, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I got it from you. It was in the.
Yeah, no, I sent it out.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, but that was just, it was just closing the loop, because it didn't contain the full thought of the.
Okay, yeah. I'd like to see that, actually, if you have the note, so I can see it again.
We'll talk to her about when she comes to the meeting.
Okay, even better. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions for Robbie before we move to the next? No? Okay. So next is the AAC procedural rules amendments, bylaws, introduction and discussion. Summer Burleson.
Drum roll.
You hear that?
Okay, I'll talk really fast. No. Okay, so, so for the record, my name's Summer Burleson. I'm the planner with the San Mateo County Planning and Building. And so I'm here, to present just, sorry, some amendments to proposed amendments, yes, to the procedural rules of the San Mateo County Ag Advisory Committee. And
You guys have the proposed revisions from last meeting.
yes. And so the recommendation, staff's recommendation, I'm gonna switch to another screen, is to read and discuss the proposed amendments to the rules and then to continue the item to a future meeting for approval. And so tonight, what we wanted to do, I think what we had agreed upon is to go through the rules and identify what the proposed changes are. And then I think from the last meeting, my understanding was that committee members would also, have some time from the last meeting to look through. And so we can go through rule by rule was the intention. I can identify what the proposed changes were, and then we can discuss if people have questions, comments, concerns, and we just go through one by one.
Did you want to vote on each one by one tonight, or are you just going through it tonight?
It would just be tonight, would just be to read and discuss.
And then if
item,
any
and then
member has a proposed bylaw that they've written, they can bring it up at this time at the same time per bylaw?
Yes,
Okay.
that was the intent. If you guys, have a different desire on how to do this, that's fine, but that was the intent.
So we were supposed to have read these all, and we did read them all together last meeting, looked over the changes. But I think if we could go by section, it might go faster, like
That's what we're gonna
Rule
do.
1B. Does anybody have?
I think what Natalie was asking Summer was, are we gonna go through 1B, discuss, vote, and move forward, or is Summer just going to run through the whole thing with her changes?
Well, Summer said we're not gonna vote, but
Well,
we're gonna
discuss.
Right, but basically, I think, tell me if I'm wrong, is that we're gonna go through the one section by section, and we also have line by line, and she's gonna give the proposed changes for
But we
that
already
section.
approved them.
And then we're gonna give the proposed changes of what any member here has written for the bylaws.
Right, but we have 5 minutes now.
Okay.
So I was saying
Would
that
you like to do something different? You can propose that. at this
I would like to propose that we, as the committee, if we have any recommendations that are different from the proposed revisions,
Mhm.
that we bring it up section by section.
Okay.
I don't think we need to read
Okay.
everything.
Is that okay, Summer?
discuss
Because we
it.
did
You?
present last time and we do have, I think Crystal has a write-up for each bylaw.
Real quick, Chair, too.
Yes.
Nicole's motion also for committee to bring the item that
Yes.
you had issues with.
Yes.
To even further,
Yes,
Yeah.
specific issues.
And that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. Thank you though. So, is that okay, Summer?
That's
to do that?
perfectly fine.
Okay, so Crystal, I
Well-
believe you have something written up.
Can we just go section by section?
Yeah, that's what
No,
we're doing.
I'll do 1B first.
That's
So-
what we're doing,
So I
Marilyn.
went through,
But we gotta start it.
clearly I've had some time on my hands. So I've gone through all
You
these
used it well.
bylaws. And I've made myself some cheat sheet notes, but for rule 1B, sorry, for the discussion, in the 4th line, I wanted to know why the council was stricken and replaced with the attorney.
Because the county has changed their title from county council to county attorney. So county counsel's office and their county, it used to be county counsel's office, and now they're county attorney's office.
So it's just a change in the title from the county side. So this is just to reflect that. They're no longer called county council.
Thank you. Then line 9.
And then through on line 9, where it says, I have my final written, but my note says, we want to keep the stricken line throughout San Mateo County and reject the sentence on the coast side. We are San Mateo County. We're not just coast side. So we need to be as San Mateo County as a whole.
So that edit was made to be consistent with the language out of the ordinance for the Ag Advisory Committee. It states that it's for the Ag Advisory Committee's purpose, or their what they're commissioned to do is to assist in the preservation of agriculture on the coast side. So that's literally just making sure that it's aligned with what the zoning ordinance says. The commission's.
Can we change it and keep throughout San Mateo County?
I think.
I agree.
We're not
I
just,
think that could
it
be.
sounds like you guys are secluding us to just the coast side when we are San Mateo County.
Yeah, the intent wasn't anything more than to just align with the language of the codified regulations. So if the desire is to change
I'd like
that.
to keep it throughout San Mateo County myself. I don't know how everybody else feels.
Any discussion on that, or are you ready to move to Rule 2B members?
I
Is it-
agree,
On line 9?
I agree with, that was in one of my notes, is to either change it, the other to read, throughout San Mateo County. There's agriculture on Skyline, there's agriculture on the peninsula, there's agriculture in more places than just the
That's
coast side.
so
So,
appropriate. Thank you, Summer, for
so
being.
that was my reasoning.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I'll just be, making notes on the
Yeah.
side.
And then, so we're not voting right now, we're discussing, right?
yeah,
Okay, and that's
yeah.
fine.
Well, does
Okay,
anybody
so
that has
moving on
items for
to
1B?
Rule
Oh, I have
2.
one
wait,
more.
it doesn't even
Oh,
have
one more?
something.
1B?
I have
Yeah, go ahead.
So the adopted pursuant to the San Mateo County Board of Supervisors resolution number, why did it change from 65019 to, is it just?
I think
Okay,
it was
what's
an
wrong?
incorrect, it was an incorrect.
It was long.
There's several ordinances for the Ag Advisory Committee over the years. There have been several ordinances. For example, an ordinance was passed to increase the number of members. And so this was just an incorrect ordinance, and it's just updating to the correct ordinance.
So it's just the
Number?
most current? Okay.
Yeah.
Just was wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when-
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, anything else on 1B? Are you okay moving on to Rule 2B? Members? Okay, Rule 2B members under section 2.1 general. Crystal?
Can we get a copy of 636?
6365, or which one?
Yes, sorry.
County zoning regulations.
Yeah, it's online. It's our county zoning regulations. It's the PID regs. That's a, section out of zoning, and we could pass that, a link to it if it's easier to find.
And would that be where the resolution number 066502 is as well? Just so we can.
No, those resolutions are not in, the county zoning ordinance, but we have those resolutions.
They're
We can
online.
Provide them, yeah.
You can provide them, Summer?
Mhm.
Okay, can you provide them before the next meeting, or or
We could
after?
provide them.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Okay,
Where it says, why did you strike out where it says Board of Supervisors? I was curious why you put a line through of supervisors. Why wouldn't you complete it?
Because we stated here, the resolutions
that's line 5.
of the
just
Board
to
of
let you know.
Supervisors are after the board, so we just shortened it, just more word efficiency is all. So in the second line, it says we will refer to the Board of Supervisors hereafter as the board is all. It was just word efficiency.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
the preference is to go back. Spell it out every time.
Anything else on section 2.1 general? Going to section 2.2, number of voting members, non-voting members, for section 2.2, any thoughts?
No. Thought it was very
Okay,
clear.
okay, and, okay. So it's just all those are grammatical errors. There was a discrepancy as to whether they were grammatical errors. But I think that's just a point
Yeah,
of,
so throughout we capitalized the M just to refer to the committee as instead of having to spell out the AAC, it's just the members, and capital refers to the Ag Advisory Committee versus any other committee, subcommittee that you might put together. Those are spelled out.
and that's not content based, so it's not really.
No, it's
something
just a,
to,
yeah.
You know.
And that was 2.3 as well, was just that one change.
And then, yeah, for 2.2, 2.3, those are all grammatical. And then section 2.4, where they talk about the length and limitations of terms. Any comment on that here?
Yeah, I know you guys years ago changed it to 12. It used to be 12 years. It used to be not time set. It used to be more than 12. And seeing that, and I know they changed it to be corresponding with board of supervisors seat. I was wondering if we could, seeing it's hard to get farmers to be on the committee, if that could be taken away or stretched.
I believe that change would require, I believe the term limits are set through the boards and commissions handbook. Brian?
It's the standing rules. It's the board's
Part of the
standing
county
rules,
standing
which are
rules.
adopted by resolution.
So through the board of supervisors. So that's set for all committees. Is that term limit through the county board of supervisors?
Is
There was a time once before that we couldn't fill vacancy. So if one person didn't come, we didn't have a quorum. And there's been a lot of meetings, we didn't have a quorum, so it was only discussion. And so I fear that could happen in the future. And I don't know, I know it's.
We did add in this sentence in red, which also aligns with the boards and commissions handbook for the county, that holdover service can occur if the county, or it says, or holdover service at the request of the county caused by delay in appointing a replacement at the end of the member's service. So if a member is, termed out, and we may want to request to have them stay on until we can find a replacement to try to avoid large gaps in that time. And that aligns with the county boards and commissions for all.
Would you want to put in there?
Madam Chair, I might have some helpful language for you here.
Just a minute, I'll just mid-sentence and then I'll give it to you. I was saying, did you want to put in there, request that maybe we put in there at the request of the county or the AAC? So then we're making that request as well. That's something you can think about.
I would just like to see the term dropped if there's any way, because due to past experience.
Right. Go ahead, Brian.
So there's no way to just drop the 12 years, which comes from the Board of Supervisors standing rules. But there is language at the beginning of that section in the standing rules that I think would get to your intent, which that section begins unless specific exception is made by the Board of Supervisors or state law, and then it proceeds with the no member shall. So if you wanted to add that to harmonize with the standing rules, it would at least recognize the board's discretion to allow a member to serve longer upon making an exception.
So section 2.4, length and limitation of terms, you're saying to add, can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
It is at the beginning of the sentence could begin unless specific exception is made by the Board of Supervisors.
Okay. Okay, so it would read, unless specific exception is made by the Board of Supervisors, members shall serve terms of office of 4 years, and then at the conclusion, then the rest of it. And then the hold, if did you get that here? And then it's, and that the part the county added was, or holdover service at the request of the county caused by delay in appointing a replacement. Would you guys like to add or holdover service at the request of the county or AAC?
Or
So
and,
then,
or.
and,
But
or,
you have to be careful with and, because then
It's
they
full.
probably won't let us do and.
well, or would be probably appropriate, because I would assume the farmer situation, we're gonna know better, but yet you guys need to be, okay, we need to work together. So how about or holdover service at the request of the county or AAC caused by delay in appointing a replacement at the end of the member service. So that's something to think about. If, anyway, yes, I'm sorry.
So-
No,
Opinion.
James has his hand up.
Thank
My
you,
opinion
James.
on that last little bit of adding the AAC is, the AAC is gonna ask the county to give the holdover service.
Yeah.
And so the county is still gonna be the one at the end of the day asking for it. So I don't particularly see the need to add.
Okay. I think it's good to have that in there because myself, but it's something that we can vote on. Thank you.
Through the chair.
Yes.
I'd like to just make an announcement due to time restraints or hard stop at 8:15. Let's continue this item and we'll table the 6 items, 6 and 7 to next meeting.
Okay. Thank you. That's fine, thank you. So, okay, so 2.5 is the next one though. Did you say to do 2.5 and stop or stop at this one?
Stop, just let
Stop
this
at
run to
8:15.
8:15.
Okay, so
8:15.
no matter which one it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So were we done with 2.4?
I think so. Did anyone else have a comment for discussion on 2.4? Okay. Section 2.5, date of terms. Similar.
Oh, they're fine.
Okay, any comments on 2.5?
I have just a quick question. It's not changing any language of this. I just noticed that on the county website, I think the terms for most members are out of date.
They are.
And I was wondering if that's something that could be
Yeah.
updated.
Yeah,
The
I
reason
think
why,
Robbie's been
Okay,
working with
sounds
them
good.
on it
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
the last meeting. Yeah.
Okay, and then just I think also with that, it'd be helpful to know kind of the balance of how many years members have left on the committee. The reason why I'm just asking is I've had folks in the county ask if there will be seats open in the future for farmers in the county, and it's kind of hard to, might as well just like, I don't know. So,
Yeah, I think,
just so it's, easier to tell.
yeah, that's a good point. And Robbie is working with, the boards and commissions office to get all the updates, so then we have that
Sure.
information as well, as accurate as possible.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Somebody have their hand raised?
Look, are we on 2.5?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Olivia was going to clarify, that the terms begin on October 1st and end on September 30th, 4 years. It already says I'm already I've been a member for a year, because she asked me if I wanted to continue to be on the committee, and I haven't been on it, so. I haven't been on it for a year.
Mhm.
So I wasn't sure why she was asking me when.
I think they have you as having, I believe that they have you as having come on in a partial term, and that term ended. So it doesn't count towards your 12 years, but you
Okay.
need to renew if you want to do a new term.
Which is,
It's just because
Okay.
you came in on someone else's partial term.
Okay,
Is
so,
all.
and your renewal is underway along with 3 other members.
Yeah, it was on the last board agenda.
Board of
Yeah.
Supervisors, actually.
It was just on
Yeah,
Tuesday.
It was just last Tuesday.
They discussed you
Yeah,
and
what-
James
you're on the
and I
board.
think Brian and John.
Well,
Yeah, were your ears like?
So you're on again, sound like whether you like it or not.
so Olivia called me, that's if I wanted to.
Okay.
Anything else on section 2.5? Okay, section 2.6, resignation. Anything in there that you guys want to talk about?
I say accept them as is. I haven't seen
For
anything.
2.6,
Mhm.
as is, you mean the proposed?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. 2.6, okay, 2.7, removal. Okay, I think that you're just, the only change is a grammatical one for 2.7, so it's not content based. 2.8, there were no changes proposed. 2.9, actions by the board is okay. 2.10, okay, and then we go to Rule 3B officers.
I think this, yeah.
This is
yeah,
that's gonna be a good discussion, yeah. That'll be a bigger discussion, yeah. Okay, so we will make note of where we stopped, and I will too, but I kind of trust your organization better.
I also just wanted to mention real quick, in this attachment that's part of the packet, we did go through one change we did make from the last meeting was we went through and we cited county or state code sections where these changes were, where these changes are coming from. And where I could, like you see here, it's underlined, it's a link, so you can link to that section. Where I could find links to online. So just so you know, if you're kind of going back through, hopefully that is helpful.
Did you put that on the, for today's meeting, how you can click on, to get the,
I did not. I wanted to surprise.
This is.
No, I did not. I did not. No, I didn't. You're so funny.
So
But-
where do we go?
Well, so on the online version that's posted online, the links are in that version that's posted. So when the new version posts, we'll make sure to remind you when it comes out for next month that
Okay,
you can click on the link.
okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's not there right
Yeah,
now.
sorry, I
but
didn't.
That's okay, but we'll get it before the next one.
Yeah,
We'll look on. click it.
yeah.
Thank you, yeah. In 30 seconds, why did you have something to say for the last one? Okay, all right, thank you, everybody, very much. Robbie, thank you so much for your work and looking up at different places, summer, and the meeting's adjourned. Thank you.